Dear friends, as we journey into the later chapters of life, we come to realize that the true value of living lies not in the pursuit of fleeting fame or luxury, but in the peace of mind and good health that sustain us. Everyone desires to spend their later years free of illness, in tranquility and vitality. However, this isn't something that simply happens on its own. To truly enjoy a long, fulfilling life, there are 8 don'ts and 6 do's that we must keep in mind. Let's reflect on these valuable lessons together. 1. Don't live with your children. Many seniors mistakenly believe that staying with their children will ease their burdens by helping out with cooking or household chores. However, this could rob you of the comfort and independence you deserve in your later years. Worse, it could make you feel like a guest in your own home. Instead, allow your children the space to build their own lives while you maintain your own. Even if they can't afford their own home, support them financially if needed, but keep your distance. Visit them once a week and focus on enjoying your time with your spouse in a peaceful, private space of your own. 2. Don't cling to work or titles after retirement. Once you've retired, it's time to let go of any ambition to hold leadership roles or continue working. Your younger colleagues are more capable and agile than you might be at this stage. Avoid chasing after hollow titles or unnecessary duties that add stress. Your mind and body deserve rest after a lifetime of hard work. Use this time to savor the simple pleasures of life instead of shouldering burdens that no longer serve you. 3. Don't tarnish your reputation. The integrity and honor you've built over a lifetime are even more important in old age. As you grow older, value your self-respect and avoid any actions or people that could jeopardize it. Maintaining the respect of those around you is essential for living the rest of your life with dignity and grace. By preserving your self-esteem and acting with kindness, life becomes lighter, and the world treats you with more love and respect. 4. Don't dwell on the past with your children and grandchildren. It's natural to want to share stories from your past, but often younger generations find them irrelevant. Instead of burdening them with tales that no longer resonate, save those conversations for friends of your own age. In their company, reminiscing will bring comfort and joy rather than frustration and distance. 5. Don't let anger consume you. Anger, especially in old age, can damage your health and tarnish your character. It can make you feel isolated and misunderstood. The most important thing as you age is to cultivate a positive, peaceful mindset. Anger will only invite illness, while a calm spirit will bring vitality and peace to your life. Focus on joy and serenity, and you'll find that your remaining years will feel like a true blessing. 6. Don't let your mind become idle. Keeping your brain active is crucial to maintaining mental sharpness. Old age offers the perfect opportunity to pursue hobbies or interests you couldn't before. If you allow your mind to stagnate, it will age faster than your body. Stay curious, continue learning, and maintain a youthful outlook to keep your spirit and your health strong. 7. Don't live on a bland, restrictive diet. Many seniors believe that eating plain, unexciting food is the key to avoiding high blood pressure, high cholesterol, or other ailments. But in reality, a balanced, nutritious diet is what's essential. Focus on variety and make sure you're enjoying your meals. A healthy life doesn't mean sacrificing pleasure, it means embracing it thoughtfully. 8. Don't take life too seriously. There's a popular saying, if you take life too seriously, you've already lost. At this stage in life, it's time to let go of rigid rules and embrace a more carefree attitude. As long as you're not harming others, there's no need to be overly strict. Relax, smile more, and live with a sense of freedom. In addition to these 8 don'ts, there are also 6 do's to help you live joyfully and with purpose. By following these guidelines, you can make the most of your golden years, embracing happiness, health, and a deeper appreciation for the life you've lived. 1. Stay young at heart. Age is just a number. As the years go by, aging is an undeniable reality for us all. But here's a powerful truth: if your heart stays young, the only thing that grows old is time. Your spirit, your energy, your passion, these can remain as vibrant as ever. After turning 60, cultivate a light, carefree attitude. Embrace a life that is optimistic, joyful, and simple. Don't dwell on age. Keep your heart as young as it was at 30. And never let wrinkles on your face turn into wrinkles on your soul. Youth is a state of mind, and the older you get, the more you realize that living life with excitement is a choice. 2. Learn to be a silent observer. As we age, our energy may diminish, but that doesn't mean our lives lose purpose. Now is the time to slow down, to step back and savor the beauty in silence. Be a quiet observer, appreciate the sound of flowers blooming, the peaceful moments of simply being alive. While our life experience is vast and our wisdom deep, it's important to realize that our advice may not always be right for the younger generations. We can suggest, but we must not impose. Recognize your place as a silent spectator in life, one who listens more than speaks, and find peace in knowing you've done enough. 3. Let go of the past after 50. To live joyfully in your later years, you must learn to cut ties with your past. Let go of the status you once held and the relationships that no longer serve you. Accept aging with grace, and distance yourself from those who do not align with your current self. I don't dwell on what used to be. Instead, reshape your mindset, knowing there is wisdom in every stage of life. When you understand what is appropriate for your age and what is worth saying, you will no longer force yourself into uncomfortable spaces. You'll step lightly into your own personal happiness. 4. Let life's ebbs and flows be as they are. In this world, there are two great sources of suffering: the pain of gain and loss, and the pain of love. We often chase after what we desire, as if playing a game of chance. If we win, we're elated. If we lose, we suffer. The same is true for love. When it flourishes, it feels like the pinnacle of joy. When it fades, we question our fate. Yet, by middle age, we come to realize that life is a journey we must walk alone. With time comes the understanding that clinging only brings sorrow. Letting go and embracing life's natural rhythm brings peace to the soul. 5. Choose your friends wisely. True friends are rare gems, and as we grow older, finding them becomes even more precious. Cherish those who have remained, whether old classmates, former colleagues, or longtime companions. These relationships add richness and color to life. As we age, differences in life perspective and experience can create distance with younger generations, even our children. When that happens, it's these close friends who will be there to share in our joys and ease our burdens. They become the mirror to our soul, providing the understanding we sometimes seek in vain from family. 6. Work for your own happiness. Even in old age, having something to do is key to staying joyful. Whether it's learning new things, gardening, helping with grandchildren, or simply staying active, all of these pursuits add to our happiness. Keeping busy is not just about filling time, it's about creating a life rich in meaning. These little efforts are your investments in a future filled with joy. And when you look back, you'll see that every step you took led you closer to that peaceful, content life. Dear friends, as we age, true happiness lies in finding peace. To achieve this tranquility, we must practice humility and self-discipline. But above all, we must love ourselves and cherish life. Each day will become more fulfilling, and contentment will find us naturally. Part 2. These types of elderly people who live miserable lives. In this powerful exploration, we delve into the profound stories of elderly people facing diverse challenges, from financial dependence to health issues, and the yearning for family bonds. Join us as we uncover the essential steps to safeguard our dignity, ensure our well-being, and truly cherish the twilight years of life. 1. Elderly people without pensions or savings. As we journey through life and reach our later years, financial independence becomes more than just a necessity, it is a pillar of dignity. Unfortunately, many elderly individuals find themselves in a vulnerable position without pensions or savings, forced to turn to their children for financial support. This reliance, while sometimes unavoidable, can be a source of deep emotional turmoil. Imagine the once self-reliant parent now needing to ask their children for money. The act itself can be profoundly humbling, creating a storm of embarrassment and a sense of loss of control over their lives. Each request for financial help can be a painful reminder of their diminished independence. The fear of becoming a burden can weigh heavily on their hearts, compounded by the potential for strained family dynamics. Furthermore, the possibility of encountering impatience or resentment from their children can be heart-wrenching. It is a situation that nobody wishes for themselves, a reality that can erode self-esteem and lead to feelings of isolation. This stark reality highlights the importance of planning for our financial future. As we age, maintaining financial independence not only preserves our dignity, but also strengthens the bonds with those we love, allowing us to live our golden years with pride and peace of mind. 2. Elderly people without independent housing. Many elderly people dream of living peacefully with their children in their golden years. However, the reality is far from this ideal. Prolonged cohabitation inevitably leads to conflicts, regardless of how dutiful the children are. In rural areas, the situation is even more dire. Elderly parents often give their homes to their children prematurely, leaving themselves without a place to call their own. They are forced to live alternately in their children's homes, leading a nomadic and rootless existence that is both undignified and distressing. This transient life is deeply unsettling. Although it might appear that the children are caring for their parents, the truth is that these elderly individuals endure great hardship. Moving from one child's house to another, they constantly feel like burdens, never truly feeling at home. The lack of stability and independence strips them of their dignity and peace. Living in their son's house feels like living under someone else's roof, subject to the whims and rules of another household. This grim reality underscores the vital importance of independent housing for the elderly. It is not merely a matter of physical shelter, but a fundamental need for stability, dignity, and respect in their later years. The elderly deserve more than just a roof over their heads. They deserve a place they can truly call home. 3. Elderly people who never married or had children. Imagine reaching the twilight of your life, having chosen a path without marriage or children. For some elderly individuals, this choice leads to an isolated reality. As they become bedridden, there's no one to offer even the simple comfort of a cup of tea. Wealth and a place in a nursing home can't shield them from the harshness of their circumstances. Without the strong support of children or family, they become vulnerable to mistreatment by caregivers and bullying by fellow residents. This reality paints a stark picture of loneliness and neglect. The absence of children means the absence of advocates, those who would fiercely protect and care for their aging parents. Instead, these elderly individuals face their most vulnerable years without a safety net, enduring not only physical frailty but also emotional and psychological distress. Their days can be filled with longing for the warmth and security that only family can provide. The message is clear and heart-wrenching. The decision to remain childless can have profound and painful consequences in old age. It serves as a poignant reminder of the irreplaceable value of family bonds and the critical role of children in the lives of the elderly. 4. Elderly people with children who have no prospects. Imagine a life where your children, instead of standing on their own feet, are aimlessly lounging at home, eating and drinking without a care in the world, relying entirely on your hard-earned money. As you grow older, the dream of a peaceful, secure retirement fades into a nightmare. Your savings, no matter how substantial, slowly diminish under the weight of your children's dependence. Each day, you see your financial safety net being drained, and the anxiety of an uncertain future looms larger. Your golden years, which should be filled with comfort and joy, are marred by the constant worry of how to stretch your diminishing resources. The harsh reality is that, if your children remain unskilled and unwilling to contribute, your money will eventually run out. When that happens, your family will be unprepared to face any crisis, leaving you vulnerable and stressed in your most vulnerable years. This is a plea to all elderly parents. Recognize the importance of nurturing independence and responsibility in your children. Do not let them drain your resources and your peace of mind. For the sake of your own well-being and the future stability of your family, encourage them to develop skills, seek employment, and become self-reliant. Your happiness and security depend on it. 5. Elderly people with a lifetime of poor conduct. As we journey through life, our actions and character shape the world around us and the memories we leave behind. Some elderly people, now facing their twilight years, look back with regret. In their youth, they made choices that distanced them from the love and respect of those closest to them. They smoked, drank excessively, gambled away their fortunes, and let anger and selfishness rule their lives. They abused their spouses and neglected their families, thinking the consequences were far off in the future. Now, in their old age, these choices have come full circle. Their children and spouses, once the victims of their behavior, have distanced themselves, seeking peace and healing. These elderly individuals find themselves isolated, yearning for the connection and affection they once took for granted. This reflection is a powerful reminder that our actions have lasting impacts. It is never too late to change. Let this be a call to action for all, young and old, to cultivate kindness, patience, and love. To the elderly who recognize their past mistakes, know that redemption and reconciliation are possible. By reaching out with genuine remorse and a desire to make amends, they can still mend broken relationships and find the warmth and companionship they seek. Let us all strive to leave a legacy of love and respect, ensuring that our twilight years are filled with the comfort and joy of cherished relationships. 6. Elderly people who gave all their savings to their children. In the twilight years of their lives, many elderly parents find themselves facing a profound dilemma. Witnessing their beloved children struggle to make ends meet, they don't hesitate to empty their savings, offering their hard-earned nest egg without a second thought. This selfless act is a testament to the boundless love and devotion they hold for their offspring. However, this act of ultimate sacrifice, while noble, carries hidden risks. By giving away their financial security, these parents often place themselves in precarious situations. As they age, the need for medical care and everyday expenses doesn't diminish, it grows. Without a safety net, they may find themselves relying on the very children they sought to protect, creating a cycle of dependency and strain. To all the elderly parents out there, your love and sacrifice are the foundations upon which your families stand. But remember, your well-being is equally important. It's not selfish to preserve some of your savings for your own needs. In fact, by doing so, you ensure that you can continue to be a pillar of support, both emotionally and, if needed, financially for years to come. Your love as a beacon of strength makes sure it shines bright, not just for others, but for yourself as well. 7. Elderly people whose children lie far away. In today's world, many elderly people find themselves living in rural areas while their children have moved to bustling cities, only able to visit once or twice a year. Some children have even settled abroad, making it difficult to return home to see their aging parents. This distance creates a profound sense of loneliness and abandonment for the elderly, who once relied on the daily presence and support of their loved ones. Imagine the sorrow of a mother who yearns to hear her child's laughter but instead is met with silence, day after day. Picture a father whose hands once held those of his children, now trembling with age and left unheld. These elderly individuals often face tragic lives, where the absence of their children is felt deeply in every corner of their homes. The rooms that once echoed with the sounds of family now stand quiet, filled with memories of what once was. In extreme cases, their plight goes unnoticed. The thought that no one might know if they pass away at home is a haunting reality for many. It's a silent cry for help, a reminder of the preciousness of family bonds and the devastating effects of distance. We must remember and cherish our elderly, ensuring they never feel forgotten, no matter how far away we may be. 8. Elderly people with unfilial children. In the twilight years of life, the longing for familial love and support becomes ever more profound. Yet, for some elderly individuals, the reality is a heart-wrenching tale of neglect and sorrow. When children, once seen as the greatest joy and hope for the future, turn away in times of need, the emotional devastation is immense. Imagine enduring the trials of illness only to be met with indifference from those you nurtured and loved unconditionally. The absence of filial piety leaves a void that no words can fill, as the elderly are left to navigate their struggles alone. The anguish of being abandoned by one's children is a silent suffering that amplifies the challenges of aging. It is not merely the lack of physical care that wounds, but the profound sense of betrayal and isolation. Some elderly individuals are left to grapple with the heartbreaking realization that their children wish for their passing, valuing convenience over compassion. This stark reality strips away the dignity and joy that should accompany the golden years, replacing them with despair and loneliness. In this dire predicament, the emotional toll is as crippling as any physical ailment, leaving scars that run deep and echo the urgent need for a compassionate embrace that seems increasingly out of reach. 9. Elderly people with poor health. In the quiet corners of our homes, many elderly loved ones endure the harsh reality of declining health. Despite the devoted care and affection showered upon them by their children, the shadow of illness can overshadow any sense of comfort or joy. For those confined to their beds by long-term ailments, life can become a relentless cycle of pain and dependence, stretching on for years, sometimes even decades. It is a cruel existence that leaves them trapped in a state of living death, where every day blends into the next without the hope of relief or recovery. This relentless struggle not only diminishes the quality of their lives, but also places a heavy emotional and physical burden on their families. The children who once looked up to them with admiration now watch helplessly, often feeling overwhelmed and powerless. The love and care they provide, though unwavering, cannot heal the deep wounds left by time and sickness. As a society, we must confront this reality and seek compassionate solutions that honor the dignity and worth of our elderly. We owe it to those who have given us so much to ensure that their twilight years are filled with respect, understanding, and genuine quality of life.
If you find these stories inspiring and they motivate you to take action, please comment 9. If not, comment 0. Your feedback means a lot to us. Thank you for your valuable time.